today, well, we'll go over identity theft. And actually, this is something, unfortunately, from personal experience, I just recently experienced personally. So this is not that it's near and dear to my heart, but I can definitely say that this is something that definitely can happen. I feel, working in the industry, I try to be very careful with protecting my information, and even with that, as I stated just recently, I've been a victim of identity theft. Really what that is situations where someone uses your identity to open up credit cards, open up credit cards, they write checks in your names. For me, what personally I experienced less than a month ago is someone somehow obtained access to my ATM card and withdrew funds out of my checking account. And fortunately, where I bank at, they realized it was kind of odd that I was in Cincinnati and the next day I was in Mexico making some purchases. That they contacted me and said, hey, are you in Mexico? Like, no, I'm still in Cincinnati. So this is something really, everyone, we all need to really be careful with protecting our identity. And some things that you should really think about as you work with protecting your identity is make sure that, you get a lot of offers in the mail. If you have credit cards, sometimes, you may receive those checks like, you can get the cash advance. And a lot of times I may not use those, but those are really important to use a shredder to shred that information up. Because people these days actually will come and go through people's garbage and to get information, if you throw away things that have your Social Security number, all of that information can be used for someone to go and open up a credit card in your name or open up checking account. Sign up for direct deposit. That's key because, again, you don't want checks in your mail because, again, people will come to your mailbox and, break into your mailbox, steal your checks. All of that information that they can use. Another important one is just a power of attorney. So I know, I can speak for personal experience on this. For my mother, I am her financial power of attorney. She's elderly. And many years ago, she had to make a decision on, who she would give that authority to. And one of the things you have to be careful of is when you select a power of attorney, you have to select someone that's going to make decisions in your best interest. So if you have other children, I have other sisters, when I'm making decisions, I can't make them based on what works for my sisters. I have to make financial decisions on what's best for my mother. So give that really serious thought because the person who's your power of attorney has the ability to make financial decisions on your behalf. And so you want someone who is always going to look out for your best interests. Again, from the internet, you want to make sure just any way that you use banking, that you access your banking information, that you protect that information. One of the next slide that we'll go to, we'll talk about really ways that people will access your information. So it's this phishing and farming. Any institution, legitimate institution, is not going to request through the internet that you provide things like your Social Security number, your password. If you do legitimate business with them, they have that information. So they're not going to request it through the internet. So please make sure that you don't provide that kind of information because, again, those are people who don't have our best interest at heart, and they use that information, again, to go and open up accounts under your name. So I think, and then the last one, the farming, is really websites that may look legitimate, and again, that they're not. Sometimes you can tell because they have incorrect information or misspellings or things like that. But again, it's to get you to go to an illegitimate